Well folks, it seems America has a new sheriff in town. And no, it's not some grizzled old lawman with a penchant for 10-gallon hats and questionable justice. It's venture capitalist David Sacks, recently appointed by President Trump as the very first AI and crypto czar. Yes, you heard that right, czar. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't czar a term usually reserved for, Russian monarchs with a fondness for Fabergé eggs and violent purges? And you'd be right. But apparently in the ever-evolving lexicon of American politics, czar has been demoted to denote anyone tasked with overseeing a particularly complex issue. So, what exactly will this newly minted czar be overseeing? In a nutshell, Sacks will be responsible for shaping the regulatory landscape for two of the most transformative technologies of our time: artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. That's right, folks. The future of thinking machines and digital money now rests in the hands of a man who, until recently, was best known for his investments in tech startups. Now, I'm not saying Sacks isn't qualified for the job, but let's just say his appointment has been met with a healthy dose of skepticism from some quarters. After all, overseeing the development and regulation of technologies as complex and potentially disruptive as AI and crypto requires a delicate touch, a nuanced understanding of the issues at hand, and perhaps most importantly, a healthy distrust of anyone who refers to themselves as a disruptor. So who is this David Sacks, and what makes him qualified to be the arbiter of all things AI and crypto? Well, for starters, he's a Silicon Valley veteran with a resume that reads like a who's who of tech giants. He's worked with PayPal, founded Yammer, and rubbed shoulders with the likes of Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. More importantly, at least from the perspective of the crypto enthusiasts and AI aficionados eagerly awaiting the dawn of the technological singularity, Sacks is a self-proclaimed technology optimist. He believes in the power of innovation to solve the world's problems and sees government regulation as a necessary evil at best, and a stifling hand on the throat of progress at worst. Now you might be thinking, isn't that a bit like putting the fox in charge of the hen house? And you wouldn't be entirely wrong. After all, the tech industry has a bit of a reputation for, shall we say, playing fast and loose with the rules. Remember when Facebook accidentally shared the personal data of millions of users with a political consulting firm? Or when Uber decided to ignore local regulations and launch its ride-hailing service anyway? Good times. But Sacks argues that the old rules don't apply to these new technologies. He believes that excessive regulation will stifle innovation and drive companies to more hospitable shores, leaving America behind in the global race for technological dominance, and he might just be right. Now let's talk about crypto, shall we? Because if there's one industry that's been chomping at the bit for a friendlier regulatory environment, it's the Wild West of digital currencies. For years, crypto companies have been operating in a legal gray area, caught between the conflicting demands of innovation and regulatory compliance. Some have welcomed the lack of oversight, seeing it as an opportunity to build the future free from the shackles of government bureaucracy. Others, however, have warned of the dangers of unchecked growth, pointing to the numerous scams, hacks, and outright frauds that have plagued the industry since its inception. Enter David Sacks, the crypto-curious czar who just might be the industry's best hope for legitimacy. Sacks has been cautiously optimistic about the potential of cryptocurrencies, calling them an interesting experiment while acknowledging the need for some level of regulation to protect consumers and prevent illicit activity. His appointment has been met with cautious optimism by some in the industry, who see it as a sign that the Trump administration is finally taking crypto seriously. But others remain skeptical, arguing that Sacks' lack of direct experience in the crypto space could be a liability. So what does the future hold for AI and crypto under the watchful eye of Czar Sacks? That, my friends, is the million-dollar question, or perhaps the trillion-dollar question, given the potential economic impact of these technologies. One thing is for sure, Sacks faces an uphill battle. The regulatory landscape for both AI and crypto is incredibly complex, with a patchwork of existing laws and regulations that are often outdated or inadequate to address the unique challenges posed by these emerging technologies. And with Congress more divided than ever, passing meaningful legislation will be a Herculean task. Then there's the small matter of international competition. China is pouring billions of dollars into AI research and development, determined to become the global leader in artificial intelligence. and other countries are beginning to explore the potential of central bank digital currencies, which could pose a direct challenge to the dominance of the US dollar. Sachs has his work cut out for him. Whether he can navigate the treacherous waters of Washington politics, balance the competing interests of industry and the public good, and cement America's place as the global leader in the 21st century remains to be seen. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride.